Treylon, I was curious about last year. I mean, you've been trying to put in an offensive, high tempo offense. They tried it last year. What makes you think it can work this year when it didn't last year or even the year before that?
Well, I mean, since we've been able to practice with each other, the offense that Coach Browse has, brought in, I feel like it's a big impact on a lot of us with the O linemen, the running backs, the quarterbacks, and the receivers. And I just think like, with that offense, it's an SEC offense. So I mean, I feel like we would do pretty good with it.
Is a personnel, though, I mean, they couldn't, it's basically the same bunch. They couldn't run it last year. What makes you feel that it can be run and run well this year?
Well, I mean, I just feel like we've all it's a better environment, and I just feel like that we've all just came together and just said, we're not looking in the past anymore. We're just gonna look straight ahead and just go with the flow.
Touch.
Yeah, Traylon, I think Coach Pittman mentioned the other day that you're still doing kickoff return and punt return. I mean, are you comfortable handling both of those as well as everything you do on offense, or would you like to tone it back a little bit, or are you comfortable with all that?
I mean, I'll do whatever it takes to, help the Razorbacks. So, I mean, it doesn't bother me a lot. We condition ourselves every day to be better. And so the strength staff, they get us in that position so I can, do multiple things.
Howdy.
Hey, Traylon. Mike was pretty complimentary of Darren Turner when we talked to him last week. Just what are your thoughts on him, and wondering if he's done anything to impress you so far?
I mean, Darren's a great kid. He comes hard to practice. He works hard every day, but it's just like with me last year, it takes a little bit to get used to transferring from the high school level to the, college level, and especially the league that we play in. So, it'll take time, but I think he's going to be a great player for the Razorbacks.
Bob.
Hey, I know you made a lot of big plays last year. I think you had a couple touchdowns called back by penalties, not your fault. But how anxious are you to get in the end zone? And do you think you can, get a lot of touchdowns this year, whether it's receiving, running, returning, whatever?
I mean, it'll be nice to get in the end zone, but I'm not really worried about that part of getting in the end zone. I'm just worried about making plays to help the team. If I do score, hooray, but I just want to win with the team. You know what I mean?
John Neighbors.
Hey, Treylon. So obviously you've been having a new quarterback with Felipe Franks and some other guys, and as far as that quarterback room has gone, how do you feel like they've been performing, and do you really feel a natural kind of connection with Felipe Franks, who looks to be the leading guy right now?
Franks, KJ, Malik, JS, and now I went brain dead. What do you say? Yeah, Jack, my boy Jack. They work. I like all of them. They all come out to practice. They work hard, throw good balls. And I just like that the quarterback room is actually competing this year. And so it's not like we'll have one set in stone quarterback. We'll have multiple, and they're very reliable on. So that's what I'm grateful for.
Nikki.
Hey, Treylon, who's been working with you the most in the return game, both, punt and kick? And then is there anyone we're not talking about in your room that we should be talking about?
Coach Step and Coach Fountain, they work with me every day. Coach Fountain's still trying to get me to change the way I catch the punts and the kickoff returns. I'm getting better at it, but, it's just going to take time, like everything. So, I mean, those are the people that help me.
Sorry, I kind of meant like, other players who are working on that with you.
Kendall Catalan, Cars Gardner, Davion Warren, Nathan Perotti. It's a lot of people that I can name. Treylon Smith that, help me get better every day, and I help them get better every day at that position. So it's good to have them.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Tom.
Hey, Treylon, you got a comp the other day from Buster Brown of Julio Jones.
And I was wondering what you think of that comp, and also what did you work on to get better? What specific points of your game you wanted to get better at this year?
Buster, that's my guy right there. We compete every day, and he calls me Julio. And, that's my favorite receiver. And, the things that I've been working on just mentally is just like staying focused, not worrying about last year, and just running my routes better, figuring out defenses better, just main stuff like that.
Julio's a good one.
Yes, sir.
Trey Biddy.
I'm not going to tell Jerry it's right what you said. Do you feel like, being a guy from Arkansas, there's so many people around the state that expect so much from you and really talk you up, even going back to your high school days, do you feel like a sense of responsibility as a native Arkansan and a Razorback to get this program right, just for all those people, if not for your teammates?
I mean, yeah, it's a big chip on my shoulder, but sometimes I just put the chip on my shoulder and just go to work every day and just know that I always got something to work for and for people to work for, so I don't ever have an off day. I wake up every morning, I pray, just to make sure that everything's straight, and I just go to work for Arkansas and my family and the team. So
thanks, Trey.
Hayden.
Hey, Treylon, how are you, man? I was just wondering what the biggest difference is between a Coach Morris run practice last year and a Coach Pittman practice. Now you've had a week of kind of going full speed and kind of getting the tempo going of what you appreciate about the way Coach Pittman runs a practice and the differences from Coach Morris.
I mean, it's a big difference. Coach Pittman, I mean, he cares about his players, and we every day it's not a down hard grind every day. He gives us a little time off, but I just like the fact that even the highest player, he'll get on to them, and he's gonna treat everybody the same, even a walk on or me, anybody, Rakeem, he's gonna treat everybody the same. So I just like that he's just an all around good man, and that's what we need on our staff. So
thanks, man. Appreciate it.
yes, sir.
Mike.
The wide receivers as a group, you're the only group that didn't have to undergo a position coach change. And I'm just wondering what that transition, whether you appreciate the fact that with your position coach, I'm sure there were some differences in what he had to do, but do you think that'll help you guys?
I mean, yeah, we're so used to Coach Step. He's a great guy. He pushes us every day. He recruited me. He took a chance on me from down south Arkansas. So I appreciate having him back. And I mean, yeah, we got a new offense. It was a change for him and us. So I mean, we just go to work every day, and we just go with it.
Ty.
Treylon, Bob brought up earlier that you didn't have a touchdown last season. Do you feel like this coaching staff and Kendall is going to better utilize your talents this fall?
Yes, I think so a lot. This offense, I can't give y'all everything, but we work hard every day, and I really like this offense. It's basically the same offense that my head coach back in high school, Bo Henry, ran, and it was, I had a little bit of difficulties to adjust, but I mean, it was the same offense, so I just go with it.
All right, we'll start working our way back around here for a second round. If you've got questions for Treylon, let me know in the chat. Hutch?
Yeah, Treylon, earlier you mentioned Coach Fountain. Is he trying to change the way you catch punts and kickoffs, or are you going to try to stick with it, or is it kind of a battle each day at practice? What's that like?
Yeah, it's a battle every day. Sometimes I get in that old habit and catch the ball with just my hands, but we've been working, the team has been working with me to get better at catching the ball like I'm supposed to, and I'm gonna do it the right way this time.
Bob?
No, nobody cares what I think, but I thought you caught the ball just fine last season. I had a couple quick ones here. The offensive line, obviously, they need to do their job up front for you to get the time to catch the ball. What are you seeing from the offensive line? It's obviously a veteran group, but what are you expecting from those guys?
The standard is high for us, and so the offensive line, they've been working every day. They work hard, and I just think that it's this team is a whole different team this year, and that's one spot that has improved a lot. So I have a lot of confidence for them.
And going against the DBs, I guess Monteric maybe in particular, but anybody you want to mention, just what have you seen from the defensive backs? What do you expect from those guys?
I like that Greg Brooks, the new guy Jerry Jacobs. They all bring a big package to the wide receiver group. We compete hard and everything. Devin Bush, it's a lot of guys that I can name. But I like the fact that it's a whole different. It's different. You can feel it when we're out there practicing and we're pushing each other and everything, and we're just getting better.
Trey?
Yeah, Treylon, I'm sure you probably worked on everything, trying to round your game out and everything. But I was wondering if there's something specifically that you focused on, aside from catching the ball, and on punts differently. Is there something specifically that you really focused on in your training this year?
I'd say getting faster, slimming down just a little bit, and just coming out of my breaks on my routes, just bettering myself and my craft. And for a big guy like me, running routes it's pretty hard at that position. And so just getting better at that.
Did you say you slimmed down a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
You were listed actually at 232 last year and 233 this year.
Yeah.
On the roster. Is it just transforming the weight, or?
Yeah, it's going down as we go through camp, so it'll get better.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't lost any speed now, so I ain't gonna say all that, but
Thanks, Treylon.
Yes, sir.
Ty?
Treylon, you played a little Wildcat last season. Is that something you've talked to Coach Briles about, or any of the offensive staff that you'd like to do this year?
I'm not the type of person that approach a coach on what I would want to do. I'll let him decide on if he wants to do that or not, and come to me and ask. And I tell him that I'm capable of doing that. And so I think that we'll get to run a little bit of it this year.
Hayden?
Hey, Treylon, really quick. I know it was mentioned earlier, you're obviously an Arkansas guy and a guy from South Arkansas, and it's got a pretty good history of wide receivers going to the U of A and having success. Have you talked to any of those guys, former Razorbacks, about just the struggles with the program over the past couple of years and how they showed up and turned it around, and how you're kind of the next crop to maybe turn it around and get things going?
Yeah, I'm pretty close with Jarius, and, he talks to me a lot and just tell me to, keep encouraging all the teammates and the coaches, and just to keep going with it, because, everything, it's always a change coming. So, we just go with it.
All right, Tom, you got the last one.
Sounds good. Thanks. So the pads go on tomorrow, full pads. I guess y'all going to do a little live tackling. What are you hoping to learn about your team tomorrow?
I just hope that, that we be physical and just go out and have fun. That's the main thing. If you're not having fun, you shouldn't do it. So we just want to have fun.